get yourself into the winner's state. Now I know, sometimes you don't feel at your best, especially when you need to enter situations that require you to be confident, especially uncomfortable situations. Sometimes you have these days or these moments when you simply don't feel that you are using your full potential, your full power. Now you may feel bad about it, but the truth is that it's not because of who you are, it's because of your lousy state. Now the good news is that you can impact your state whenever you want to, but you need to learn how to engineer the winner state. Now some people think that they don't have any control of how they feel. They just go through lives. When they feel good, they feel good. When they feel bad, well, it's one of these days. Don't be one of these people. Control your state. Tony Robbins gives a great example. Okay? During his conferences, he makes people think about something extremely negative. Okay? And he gives them quite a lot of time. So he makes them think about, for example, that car accident, of that breakup, or whatever it is in their life that created these negative emotions. And once the audience gets itself into this negative vibe, this depressive mode, I would say, he suddenly commands them to stand up, raise hands like this, look up and smile. And he tells them, try to think about this negative thing. Now, interesting thing is that when the person stands up like this, he or she can't keep negative emotions inside, because the motion that's created impacts the emotion inside. Okay, it really works. Try it yourself, because the first time I heard about it, I was thinking it can't possibly work. But then I did it myself. Okay, I actually stood up, I spread my arms like this, and I started smiling. The point is that you can't cheat. You can't look down. You can't lose your smile. You have to smile. You need to have even this huge fake smile. But the funny thing is that the moment you do it, you can't feel negative. Suddenly you feel great. And it's really crazy how quickly you can change that state. And Tony Robbins talks about it. Now, I'm not saying that every time you want to make yourself feel great, you have to stand like this, okay? I'm not asking you to do that. You don't want to do it, trust me. But what I'm saying is that there are certain things you can do in order to engineer the winner's state. Emotion is created by motion, and motion is created by emotion. So what do I mean by this? Essentially, whatever you think about in your brain will impact your physical state, and vice versa. Whatever you do with your body will impact how you feel inside. So consider this situation. Let's imagine that it's a Saturday evening and you are sitting on your couch watching a very romantic movie, okay? You're drinking some beer and you haven't spoken to anybody during the day. You're in this chilled vibe, this lazy state. But you know that in 40 minutes you will go to the bar to meet some of your new friends you met during the networking conference. Now, how will you feel when you go there? Now let's analyze your current state. You are a little bit moved by the movie. As I said, it's a romantic movie, so you feel in this romantic state. You're a bit drowsy because you've been sitting on the couch with a can of beer. Now, once you get to the bar, you're not very likely to be at your best. You're not very likely to be social, to be talkative, to be charismatic, because you are in the bad state. You're very likely to drift away in your thoughts, to think about the movie. Now, obviously, at some point you will get adjusted to this new environment. You will talk to people, you will have a couple of drinks, and eventually you will adjust, you will feel good, right? But why would you wait? I mean, why would you wait? Isn't it better to engineer it straight away? On the other hand, I'm sure that you had a situation in your life when you felt truly unstoppable, when you felt charismatic, motivated, you felt the power. Now, probably happened after some successful situation, maybe after a successful job interview, a great presentation you delivered, maybe after an amazing date or during a date. Something triggered that emotion, that positive energy. Now you can learn how to trigger this positive energy whenever you want to. I could give you a bunch of techniques straight away, but I would rather show you my personal example so you can see how this principle works in a real life. So over a year ago, I went to Malaga in Spain to learn Spanish. and I rented an apartment for over a month. And essentially, I tried to learn Spanish solely through interactions with local people. So I didn't go to any classes. Every single day, I was learning Spanish on my own. And then later on, I was going to the beach or was going on the street just to meet random people, just to speak to local people and make as many mistakes as possible. On the last night, I had a farewell dinner with some of my new friends from Malaga, and later on I went back home. Now that day was very hectic. I spent like almost entire day walking around the city. I went to the beach. I was very tired. So I sat down on my couch and I felt very drowsy. My eyes were squinting and I felt like falling asleep. And actually I thought that's not a bad idea. I mean, my flight is in the morning. I can get a good night's sleep, wake up in the morning and just fly away. But then it hit me. It's my last night in Spain. And I love Spain. Why would I spend my last night in Spain on sleeping? So I felt this irresistible urge deep inside that I wanted some sort of adventure. I wanted to go. I wanted to experience the culture. I wanted to party. Essentially, I wanted to party. So I suddenly recalled what Tony Robbins used to teach me. If you want to change your state, you have to change your physiology. So I jumped out of the couch. I did a couple of push-ups, okay? I went and I took ferociously cold shower. Then I powered up some Spanish music with double bass. I started dancing a bit. I drank 2 glasses of wine, 1 shot of coffee, and guess what? I started feeling amazing. Now later on when I was in the train to Los Alamos, a great place 15 kilometers from Malaga, where all the bars are situated, I called up one of my best friends and we had a great talk. We had this very passionate, energetic talk, sharing some stories. When I entered that place called Los Alamos and I saw all the bars and the beach, I realized that I felt like a winner. I felt so much power, so much confidence, so much charisma and motivation. And I couldn't believe that just 1 hour before, my eyes were squinting, I was drowsy, I felt like sleeping. And now, totally different person, without any stimulants. I mean, apart from the coffee and the 2 glasses of wine, but that's it. And that night turned out to be amazing. So, this is just a short example to portray how far this principle can go. I mean, it works for me every time I use it.